welcome to I Found a Weird Show. I'm Laura,
I'm Beanz.
Lauren.
and we are continuing our recap of the TV show From. We are starting with season 2. So we are on the first episode of that. We had a amazing time with season 1. But still a lot of questions left unanswered, and a lot of questions that came up in the finale, like who's talking to me on the radio or who's talking to Jim on the radio.
And who are all these people in a bus?
Yes, so a lot of
Bus people.
fun new
And
new
Why
adventures.
and why is everyone from Michigan? I'm feeling left out.
You know, this is that one of the reasons why this show resonated with me so much. I was like, ooh, I love this Midwest energy.
Yeah, totally. I'm sure that's exactly what pulled you in.
Well, once again, Lauren has been so gracious as to do our recap, so I'm going to let her take it away.
All right. I don't know why you keep doing this. I mean, it can't be any better than you. So, thanks, I guess, for letting me chat to you or at you.
I occasionally like naps. That's why I let you.
You always like sprinkle it in like, I don't think I'm gonna have time. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I could do it. And you're like, okay, here you go, bye.
And then I'll start recapping the next episode.
Right. And like by the time I'm finished, you're like, I'm 3 episodes ahead. I'm like, oh, okay.
You're like, well, you did have time.
No complaints here. All right. So yes, season 2, episode 1. It's called Strangers in a Strange Land, which I think describes everybody in the show. But I guess we have more strangers, so let's get into it. And I don't know if you guys noticed this, but we start episode 1 of season 2 the exact same way that we started season 1. We've got Sheriff Boyd walking through town at the end of the day, ringing his bell to let everybody know to go back in before dark. But this time, like, things are a little bit off. He's looking around confused, and there are just no other people around anywhere. There's also clouds above him. It's getting dark, and the clouds are like starting to swirl. It looks a lot like that same storm that we saw him trapped in at the end of season 1. And he looks up at the storm, and his bell just starts ringing by itself and seems to be getting heavier. So he drops it, and then suddenly rain starts downpouring.
So a little thing that one might have been with the bell ringing is the Parkinson's.
Oh, that's true. But also, like, when he drops it, it just, like, drops heavily. Like, it just thunks on the ground.
Because he shakes his hand the same way when he's done, like, that he does when he has, like, the...
That's true. I was not even thinking about his Parkinson's. But, yeah, that is a good point. But, yeah, so the rain comes down, and then he wakes up. That was all a dream. And he is still in the hole that we saw him stuck in at the end of season 1. And he looks up, and we can actually see at the top of the hole that it is not, like, outside, because it kind of looks like a well. But he's not outside. There's, like, a roof over this hole, and we can't tell if it's day or night, but he starts calling out to see if anyone is there, which I think is a little risky, because, again, don't know if it's nighttime, so could be monsters, but he doesn't care. He just wants to get out of this hole. And he tries climbing out, but he doesn't make it far before falling back down, and then he just does what I would do in this situation, which is just kicking the walls and cursing.
Yeah, you gotta
Same.
have a good crash out.
He is crashing out, and seriously understood, because stuck in a hole, no idea where he is, and he walked through a tree to get there, so that's disorienting. All right,
It
so
could have
now...
been worse, though. He could have been in the middle of a mountain, like Victor said previously.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Could have been
There
worse.
are way worse places he could be. Well, actually, I don't know that, because I don't know where he is. Could be pretty bad.
True. But at least he's not literally inside a mountain.
Yes, he's still alive. There's a chance. Okay, so now we get to see some new characters. We are on the bus that we saw pull into town, and we're seeing a young man who looks like he's just waking up, a little disoriented, but then he looks out the bus window and just starts going like, no, over and over. almost like he recognizes the place that he's driving into. And we see Tom, the bartender in town, kind of like out on the patio porch of the bar, and he sees the bus pull up and he just goes, "What the fuck?" And then back on the bus, this young man is panicking. He's asking to stop the bus, and he's just like walking down the aisle, says they need to turn around. Something bad is going to happen if they keep going. And then another passenger gets up to tell him to calm down and go sit back down. And they have a struggle in the aisle. The other guys got the first guy in like a headlock and just like trying to get him to calm down, but like aggressively. And then as the guy who was saying bad things will happen is fighting back, he just kind of like turns around and pukes on the guy that had grabbed him. And the whole bus
Ugh.
is disgusted, understandably. And they just pull over at the diner, which is what we had seen previously at the end of the first season. This is everyone's all caught up now. And then que sera, sera. So that is the opening of season 2. Anything so far from either of you?
Oh, like, can you imagine a bus shows up in Demon Land? Like, like, everybody kind of loses it when, like, they notice the bus. Like, Tom is like, "The fuck?" Like, and, like, I get it, 'cause it's like, "What? What do you mean a bus? Like, we just had 2 cars, now we got, like, what, 20 people? 20 new people?
Yeah, and we're gonna see
If"
that more from like all of
Yeah,
the townspeople, just like kind of in succession. Everyone's just response is just fuck me, what the fuck?
yeah,
Just everyone is saying fuck a lot in this episode, and valid
fair.
because what the fuck?
Yeah, no,
This the bus though does like I don't know in like my weird twisted little brain does still support my it's a numbers game theory
Because
true,
of Colony House, yeah.
because
'cause
of
they
Colony
lost
House. They
yeah.
just lost 14 people. This does support my there needs to be I don't know if it's actually true, but that there needs to be a certain amount of people.
You know what? I'm gonna need to see the spreadsheets, but yeah, you're right. It is looking a little bit like a numbers game balance. Um, yeah. I also am just like, what's next? A plane crashing in there? Like what else is coming?
Oh no,
Um,
not a plane.
could you imagine just like a plane rolls in?
Jeez. Yeah, like, everybody like, "Wait a minute, how did you get turned around? Where was the tree for you,
Just falling
airplane?"
out of the sky onto the plane.
Well, it was falling out of the sky and cracked our whole windshield
And then
area,
crows
so now
just
we needed to
attacked the
land.
plane.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
they flew into our engines. Oh my god, that'd be awful.
Guys, I could write the show. I I got it. All right. So continuing on, we're back at Colony House. Jade and the others are working to bring the radio equipment inside to save it, because again, it's starting to rain. And the people inside are also dealing with the broken light bulbs, and one has even exploded in someone's eye or like around her eye. And we see Jade on the porch. He's again trying to get the radio equipment inside, and he looks out and sees the bus at the diner. And he's the one that's just like, fuck me. And he runs inside to go get Donna.
Yeah. Well, and
Donna,
I just like his turnaround from when he first got there of like, "This is a game," to being like, "Oh my fucking
because he's
god, are
seen
you
some
kidding
shit.
me?"
The man has seen some shit.
He knows it's
Literally
real
has
now.
war
Yeah.
flashbacks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
yeah. And I love that his like first thing is like, I gotta go to Donna because
Yeah.
she knows what to do.
He's
I
like,
gotta
"I
find an
need an
adultier
adult."
adult.
Yeah.
Right. Because he cannot be the adult in this
No.
situation. And I relate to that because I would be also like, shit, Donna can handle this. I can't. So inside, Donna is trying to organize and like get the kids upstairs and just like get everyone kind of like calm down because they've just been like watching light bulbs explode. Like, Ray, it's just crazy in there. Everything is chaos. And as they're all scrambling, like part of the radio pulley, like how they were getting it up onto the roof and like now back down. Part of that just like crashes through one of the windows. And Julie uses that opportunity to go run outside because the last thing that she had seen at the end of the previous episode was Jim running off back to the Matthews house. So she runs off to follow him, and Donna tells Ellis to go get her back. So we see Ellis run after Julie. And then Jade is just screaming Donna's name over and over again until he finally gets her attention. And she's just like, what? Like, what do you want? And he just yells, there is a bus parked outside the diner. And everybody in all the chaos just goes completely silent and stares at him. Because again, what the fuck? So now we go to Jim. He's made it to the basement and he can't find Tabitha, but he sees that the rubble from the main floor has filled the hole, and he can't see past it. So he continues calling her name for a while and starts to try to move the debris. And then we see Tabby is in the cavern with Victor still, and Victor is telling her that they need to be quiet and move through the cavern. And Tabby really freaking pissed me off
I was gonna say I was
because
mad.
I
Oh
was like,
God.
do we have some duct tape? Because why is she continuing to talk and not like whisper, but like, Victor, what's going on? Victor. And he's just like, can you be quiet? The monsters sleep here. I've told you this twice.
Yeah.
I
She's
mean, I
no,
feel
no,
like it
no.
was
But
more than
like,
twice at this point.
Yeah,
yeah, what's
maybe.
going on? No, no, no. Like, zip it. What I'm gonna
He
need
Like,
you to
literally
do is
told him to be
zip it.
quiet.
I'm trusting Victor with my life at every turn. And Tabby's just
Same.
over here like, let me question you. Like, I'm scared. We get it. Everybody's scared. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. But whatever. She doesn't know how
This
to do that, apparently.
Well, and some people, you get in scary situations and you
Ugh.
react different ways, but my ass would be quiet. You
You
wouldn't
know
hear
what?
you would think I disappeared. I would be so quiet.
I think this is what we would call natural selection, and Victor
Yeah.
should leave her ass behind.
You know what though? The thing that what I would do that would make a bunch of noises, I'd accidentally like trip over something or
You know,
See,
kick that.
that's possible because it is dark and there's just shit everywhere down here.
Yeah.
I would round a corner, see one of them, and then do like what I normally do in most scary games. I go
Right.
ah! and
Yeah.
immediately wake all of them up.
Yeah. I have like two modes of fear, and one is just I go silent and freeze, or I do what you just did,
Yep.
Beanz, and I'll just do like a little scream.
Or
So
what's even worse is when you like the exaggerated gasp.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
See,
I'm
but
guilty.
Okay.
all of both of those options quieter than Tabitha was.
It's
True.
so true because she's not being quiet at all. But yeah, so Victor is just like, yeah, we need to be quiet. We need to move through this cavern. And he says that the boy in white told him to wait for her. So maybe he's not going to abandon her because he was given instructions, whatever. So he was told to wait for her and show her the way out. And this boy in white told Victor like where to hide and to be safe from the monsters, again, who sleep there. And he says like it's okay to be scared, but we need to be quiet. And as they continue walking, they see a suitcase on the ground that like Tabby opens and sees like what looks like an old-timey nightgown in it, and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" And Victor looks actually startled, like he recognizes it. But it's like a very short moment, and then they agree they need to hurry because the monsters will wake soon, and they continue moving on. Uh,
Well, and I think the thing with Victor that we have to remember is he is locked away a lot of memories. So things
yes,
are triggering memories for him.
he's being triggered left and right. Yeah,
But he still manages to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I'm still trusting Victor over anybody else in this goddamn town.
right.
Exactly.
Okay, so we are back at Colony House, and we see that Christy is helping that lady with the light bulb eye. That's what I'm just calling her now. And Donna is organizing people to get ready for the newcomers. She says to prepare some shotguns, and get them into the van. And then when Kenny objects, she says that they have God knows how many people with no idea what's going on, and asks him how he thinks they're going to react when they're told that they're not allowed to leave. And he's just kind of like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. So they continue preparing, and then she also says that Boyd picked a shit time to go on his little safari, and Kenny needs to step up since he's sheriff now. And then she tells Christy to finish up here, grab her stuff, and then meet them down at the diner. And then she heads out. So
I do think that maybe guns are not the answer, but I also, like, what do you do in that moment?
I I think when she is saying this right now, it's more of like a we've got to prepare for the best case, worst case, any case scenario,
True.
Mhm.
hoping that they're not gonna have to use them. But, like,
Yeah, because
yeah.
later we see they didn't
No,
brandish them
we're not gonna
immediately.
talk about later yet because
Okay.
yeah. Like, no going out of order, we do that enough. But yes. Yeah, I think that, hopefully she wasn't planning on using them, but we'll see. So, the passengers are now off the bus. They're all just kinda, like, standing around the diner in the rain, which again, it is, like, downpouring on them. I don't know how bad that vomit smelled, but, like, for them to be just, like, standing in the downpour 'cause they can't get into the diner, it's locked. So they're just, again, standing outside, rain, soaking wet, while the bus is right there. And one of them, an older lady, is having the time of her life. She is dancing in the rain, singing, and I think it was Beans at this point that was like, "Oh, she's fun. She's probably not gonna last long." Um, but I don't know. I know Laura
Yeah,
said maybe
her
longer
na
than you'd expect.
yes, her name is Tilly, so she does get a name, so she
Woo!
lasts longer than you expect.
Yes, that's good. Um, and then so, like, it was a heavy downpour, and then suddenly it just stops and the sun is out. Everything's good now, I guess.
The
And
numbers
then
add up. The place isn't as mad anymore.
oh, yeah, yeah, Beans' number game, it's all balanced. So, on the bus, a woman is checking over the guy who vomited, and the bus driver tells them, like, "Get off the bus," which this woman was rude the entire episode, did not like her. Um, and then, like, this woman who's checking out the guy, she's like, "Can you just give us another minute?" The driver just kinda, like, huffs and walks off, and then this woman reveals that she's a pediatric nurse, and she asks him his name. He says his name is Elgin, and she asks if he knows where he is, and he just kinda looks at her and goes like, "Do you?" Because, yeah, how would he know? They're just, like, on this long haul bus, well, at least what looks like a long haul bus in a small town, like, how is he supposed to know where they are? Um, Either that or he does know where they are and is like, "Do you know what kind of shit show we're in?" I don't know. So then another man who's on the bus with them, they weren't alone this whole time, there's another unnamed guy, he asks why Elgin was screaming like that, and he says that he had a really bad dream, which we've seen this happen before. Um, Little sus. And then the man that he vomited on, gets back on the bus and asks him, like, what's wrong with him, calls him a freak, just being a general asshole. And the nurse says that Elgin needs space, so the asshole just, like, grabs his bag and gets back off the bus.
I just wanna reiterate that that guy's from Bean's side of Michigan, not my side of Michigan.
Yeah, we're assholes.
No, not not all of you, just this guy.
Oh, no, I just haven't had a reason to be an asshole to you.
No. Okay, note to self. Alright, so then the nurse asks Elgin if he wants to go outside, and when he just says nothing and just kinda, like, stares off into the distance, she says she'll sit with him until he's ready. So, she's very nice, and again, someone new into town is having dreams, so we gotta keep an eye on him.
I do was this at the point that you guys had already guessed?
I think we guessed at the end of the episode that someone on that bus was known to
Y
somebody who was already there,
yes,
and
and
yes,
you
this
guys
is where
ran with
Beans was
that.
like, "This is her."
Yeah.
I don't know, Beans, if you wanna talk about that.
What? No, yeah, no, just the way that the camera was focusing on the 2, I'm like, "That's gotta be her fiancé, it's gotta be." They talked so much about her in the last couple episodes, it's gotta be her.
Well, and when she was like, "I'm a pediatric nurse," I was like, "Oh, is this, like, how they met?" Like, we don't know anything about
Right.
the fiancé or how they met or anything about their relationship, but it's like, "Oh, they both had medical careers." Like, that could be a tell, or I don't know if how long Christy's been gone, but maybe her fiancé was like, "This is a way to be close to her," and took up a career in nursing. I don't know. But yeah, this was where, Beans was like, "That's the fiancé."
Yeah.
Easy. Easy thing to suss out. All right, so back to Julie. She's made it up to the Matthews house and she sees the bus and it's just like, also, what the fuck? She doesn't say it, but you can see it on her face. And then after being a shock to see others, she runs into the house and finds her dad in the basement. And then we see Ellis and Tom. They go up to the bus people and they talk to them, telling them that, like, hey, more people are going to be here soon to help. And we'll get the diner open for you, get everyone situated. The bus driver, again being rude, says, like, this is not a pit stop, and unless you've got a mop, there's no help that you can give. Um, I did not like this
Yeah,
lady. She
I
was
didn't
so
either.
mean for no reason.
I kept telling her to get back on the bus then. Go ahead, go
Yeah.
drive.
Well,
Yeah,
but, like, I
go
feel
around the
like
block.
I don't know if she felt because she's, like she kind of does have authority over these people, if you will,
Like
as, like
responsibility.
yeah, and, like, maybe that's it, but I was like, "Man, you are, like, a lot at this moment, ma'am."
There are just like so many moments though, like the guy like puked on her bus. She showed zero empathy. She was just
Yeah.
like, get off the bus. And now it's like, get back on the bus. Like, girl,
Right.
pick a side. Calm down. I don't know. Yeah, she just annoyed me. Um, so back in the house with Julie. So she's in the basement with her dad, and she's just kind of like panicking more after seeing the cave in. And Jim tells her that she needs to be strong and sends her to go back out for help. So she runs up to Ellis and says, like, explains the situation of the cave in, that her mom is missing, but that they need help to clear it out to find her. So Tom is still there and he tells Ellis to stay with the bus and he will help Jim. And he says, I'm a bartender, crowd control's my thing, which, like, yes, but also you're a professor of, I think it was philosophy.
Yeah.
So not
Yeah.
not exactly a bartender, but like you do you, buddy.
Still, Tom, you've got a set of skills that are very helpful right now.
I mean, Tom's the best. I do love Tom. So he goes up to the bus passengers and asks for some volunteers, explaining like there's a stuck woman. Um, Basically, like we've got to help move some stuff to try to help her. And he gets a few of the passengers to volunteer. And the asshole from the bus actually has like a bit of a nice moment, and he's like, "Yeah, like there's a woman stuck. Like, let's go help her." And he stands up to her when the bus driver's just like, "No, that's like not our job. Emergency services can help them, even though there's been no sign of any emergency services in
Right.
this town." Like, okay,
Which that was kind of the bitchiest thing the bus driver did, in my opinion, where they're like, "There is literally a woman in danger," and she's like, "You can't
not my
leave.
problem.
You can't leave." They have some autonomy, ma'am. They
I
can.
I'm also just like, she's driving this bus. It's kind of like a Greyhound bus, at least I assume it is. And it's like, if they want to leave, that's fine. They'll just miss the bus. Like, that's not your
Yeah.
problem. If they want to miss the
Yeah.
bus, they can miss the bus.
And
But
and
she
that's
seems
how
to
I
take it.
know she's a West Sider. 'Cause
Yeah.
East Side will leave you behind. They don't care.
But like, she doesn't seem to care about the people. I don't know. I don't know if she gets like a bonus for getting everyone there. Like, I don't know what her deal is, but
Well,
she takes
she's
it
like
personally.
she wants to get home for dinner, and she's had enough of their
Sh-
bullshit. Get on the fucking bus, we're going.
Right. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But a few of them are just like whatever to her, and they go with Tom and they go to help. And it is the asshole, and the guy that was on the bus earlier with Elgin and the nurse. So I think those were the only two, at least the only two that like we've seen before. There might have been a third one. Um, but then we see also in the background that the Colony House van is rolling up, and Kenny and Donna and like a few other people are there. And Kenny is ready to take charge to get all the passengers inside the diner while Donna is headed to talk to the bus driver. And Alice has also gotten Julie to stay with him in the bus because she wanted to go back to help her dad, but he's like, no, like that's a little dangerous. How about you stick with me?
Right, and I think at that point he said, "We if they're focused on you, then they can't focus on saving your mom," which is fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's true. So we see the helpers get to the basement and they find Jim. And Jim is like, who are these people? Because he doesn't know about the bus. And Tom's like, they came in off the bus. And Jim is just like, what? What? What bus? So everyone is just like, no, about the stupid bus that rolled into town. And
I mean,
these,
that would be the talk of the town. Like, "Are you
right.
get a bus? God, okay, well, I
It's
guess
like,
we're in for it."
it's so great too because like no one has time to discuss the bus, but everyone wants to so badly.
We've got about 50 emergencies happening all at
Yeah,
once,
so
and
many
there's a bus full
emergencies.
of people.
Oh, yeah. But the newbies are also like, what the fuck was she doing in the basement?
Yeah.
Because they see this like hole filled with debris, and Jim just like very point blank, like, yeah, she was looking for where the wires go, and it doesn't matter. And like, what? Like, I don't know what these guys are
Could
thinking, and
you
respond.
imagine being, like, one
No,
of the people on the bus coming and, like, "She was looking for where the wires come from." Bro, what?
I would have been like, oh, okay, so she needs some help. Like, she needs
She
multiple
needs
forms of
more
help right
help.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
so maybe
oh, okay.
getting back on the bus is the right call.
Yeah, like, "Oh, shoot, guys, I forgot. I need to go help my grandma. Bye." Um, yeah, so but Jim is just like, "It doesn't matter. We just need to focus on getting her out." And Tom points out, he's like, "If she was digging down, what happened up?" Because if you remember, like, the hole caved in, but it
Yeah.
like, there's a hole the same size as the hole in the, like, first story above
Yeah.
them, which makes no sense taking physics into account.
No, that is to me, that is this place basically going, "We're filling this hole right now."
Yeah, with, like, no one we don't need ways to get in and out of this cavern aside from the ones that are naturally formed. No one needs to be down there. Yeah, so, like, no one has an answer for that. They all just kinda look up and are like, I don't know." But they start working on moving the debris, and meanwhile, the whole house just starts, like, shaking ominously. And also, question for you guys, do you think that the bus passengers, when, going through the house to get to the basement, saw the writing on the wall,
Yeah,
like, all the questions?
because that's so the anatomy of this house is you go in that front door, you walk past the wall of writing to get
Right.
to to the doorway to go to the basement. So, yeah, they've walked in and saw crazy
Yeah,
and still went down those stairs to help.
I
Good men.
kudos to them,
I say
yeah,
good
like,
on them.
because I would've been like, "Oh, these people are crazy." Not only are they writing on the walls, but they're digging holes in their own basement to figure out where the wires go. Okay, cool. Crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah, so now we're back with Tabby and Victor, and they're still making their way through these dark tunnels, caverns, and they come across a crow, like a dead crow being eaten by rats. And Tabby kind of freaks out about this. I think Tabby in this whole episode is just freak out after freak out after freak out. And Victor calms her down again and just says, like, we've got to keep going. They can't go back. We have to go through. And she has to be brave. They both have to be brave. So then we also get like a shot of what looks like a sleeping monster nearby, and they
Ugh.
haven't seen it. So just us, we've only seen it. But now we get to visit Boyd, and he is still going a little crazy in the hole. He's like talking to Sarah, who again is not there, and saying like, "You said we'd be safe in the tree, but this doesn't feel very safe to me."
No.
And like as he's just like talking at her, he hears a voice from above that just says, "Hey." And he looks like confused, but also like, "Yay, there's someone else here." And then the voice asks if he is real. And Boyd says, "Yeah, I'm real. Are you fucking real?" And
Mhm.
it was like kind of funny because it's like he's probably going crazy at this point and he's might just be like, I can imagine in his mind, he's like, I don't care if they're real right now, but like, am I going crazy at the
Well,
same time? Like, yeah,
and he's also hallucinated his wife once already
right.
And his
Hopefully it was
back
a
in
son.
hallucination.
Spiderwebs.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But yes.
So,
Yeah. So then they like have like a little bit of back and forth where they make an agreement that if he can help Boyd get out, then Boyd will help the voice in return. And the voice tells him to climb, which seems like the most unhelpful thing to me because like duh.
yeah.
And Boyd says that he can't and he's tried, but he falls. And the voice then tells him to wait, and after a moment, just a rope comes flying into the hole for Boyd to climb. And the voice then says that he's got to hurry because they will be back soon. And we see Boyd start to climb. That was such a convenient rope to have on hand.
I'm gonna be so honest. I'm still stuck in that well. If like the rope is what I have to get out of that well, there's no fucking I'm not climbing out of that goddamn well. That's where I die.
Well, I would just be like, "Can you show me your face so that I know you're real?" And like, "Why are you like, I don't know, it's just the rope again seemed too convenient."
Yeah.
I I don't know.
I had my
It's all
own
very
thoughts
I
on the
wanna
suspicious.
rope.
yeah, I was gonna say we should talk about the rope at the end.
Yes, 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 we should. Yeah. Okay, so back at Colony House, the lady who had the glass in her eye, light bulb eye lady, she comes up to Jade, who's sitting on one of the couches, rolling his last paper, and asks him if he thinks that they made it angry, meaning Demonland. And Jade essentially says he doesn't know, but all he's doing is getting stoned and doesn't care. And the lady, whose name I guess is Clara, the subtitles told me at this point, she leaves and is just like, whatever, because Jade is Jade. And as she leaves, Jade sees the symbol that he keeps seeing on the wall behind where she was. And then he turns and he sees a random ventriloquy doll,
Yeah.
like sitting next to him. And naturally, in Jade fashion, he just looks at it, screams, like yells at it, not screams because of it, and then it just vanishes. So we know he's seeing shit again.
He's like, "Look, man, I've this is not my first hallucination rodeo,
I've done many drugs.
and you're not even trying to stab or shoot me. So like, what do you got, dummy?"
Right, he's just so over it, which I get. But yeah, he just goes back to his papers. I get it. I get it. So downstairs, Ethan is with Tian Chen, and they have a little bit of a conversation. She says that she will protect him. And Ethan says that he's not afraid. Well, maybe a little afraid, but quests can be scary, and near the end of a quest is when they get really scary. So that bodes well for me watching the show.
I do again, I love, like, Tien Chen's face when he's like, "I wasn't scared." She's like, "Mm."
You sure about that? Okay, buddy. Yeah, and then Jade comes down and he says that it looks like they're going to be spending the night there before he heads outside to smoke his joint. And Ethan follows him and bugs him exactly like a little kid would with just like stupid questions like, "Why? What are you doing out here? You know cigarettes are bad for you, right?" And Jay's like, "It's not that kind of cigarette." Like, and Ethan's just like, "What's wrong with you?" And Jade just honestly, like Jade treats him like a normal human being, not a child, and just gives it to him straight. He's like, "I thought we'd get out of the shit box, but like we just saw our entire plan literally come crashing down around us." And Ethan says that they just need to try again or try something new. And he brings up the Cromonocle, and Jade asks, "What the fuck is a Cromonocle?"
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You know what? No, I don't care. You're friends with Victor, right? Do you know which room is his?" And we're back on the Victor train.
He's like, "Look, the one option I had did not work. I still don't understand this symbol. I guess this is where I'm headed."
Right,
Time for
back to
plan
Victor.
B.
Yes. So, back down in the underground, Victor and Tabitha are walking through a space that's like filled with old stuff. I have no idea what it is, but there's just like a lot of old furniture, clothes, items, anything that you could think of that like it seems dated. All of it seems very dated. And they do see one of the sleeping monsters at this point, and Tabby, who has been freaking out this whole time, freaks out more. And Victor tells her to keep going, be quiet, we gotta keep going. But she's clearly scared. And they start to see more and more monsters. And I do want to point out that like these monsters don't look human at this point. Like they're humanoid in the sense of like arms, legs, torso, head, but like their heads are not like the polished human faces that we've been seeing on all of them. They are very demonic. Like what we've seen of like the grandma in the first episode after the window opened, like them turning into their monster selves. But that's just how they sleep, apparently.
Which does
Uh,
bring the callback of that they do have some form of, like, either glamour or mimicry,
yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
we first theorized it.
Yeah, some form of shape-shifting to an
Yes.
extent, because like, they still have the humanoid body shape, just not, like, the features, which is curious. So, Victor, who's remaining calmer, than Tabby, has a moment because they see, like, a clock, and then we see the same ventriloquy doll that Jade just saw, which is like, "Oh, this thing actually exists. How is Jade seeing this if he's never seen it before?" Interesting. But Victor sees it, and it makes him freak out, and he runs off. Um, I think this kind of shocks Tabby into her mom mode.
I
I
do
think that's what we called it.
I do have one thing I wanna say about the ventriloquist dummy.
Okay.
Um, so, like, yeah, like, so this thing exists, but does that mean that everything that Jade has seen exists? You know, like, did exist in a time?
I kinda think yes. I mean, we
Yeah,
can't say that it's 100% for sure, but my assumption would be yes. I think that anyone who has been seeing things, having dreams, hallucinations, anything, like, it's for a reason.
right,
Something has caused this, yes.
and that it's potentially like of a flashback or something of, like, the past where it's
Yeah.
not where Jade's right, he knows a hallucination when he's seen one because he's done a fuck ton of drugs. But, like, this is not that, this is more of a memory.
Yeah. It's almost like there are fractures in this place that allow things from past, maybe future, to come through.
Mhm.
Granted, everything we've seen so far, at least in Jade's hallucinations or whatever they are, visions, has been past. But, like, maybe others are seeing future.
Right. Right, like Ethan when he was talking about the pictures of his family and the giant spider and the lake of tears and
Exactly.
stuff was that
Yeah,
future.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I know I had a theory a long time ago of like, "Oh, this place is a time loop, and, like, maybe these people are themselves, like, in different times." I don't think they're themselves in different times anymore, but I do think time is still messed up in this place. Um, but yeah, so Victor freaks out and runs off. Tabby goes after him, finds him like cowering, scared, and saying things like, "This isn't the way he told me to go," which Tabby doesn't seem as freaked out by, but like I'm freaked out by that because like, where are we then? But again, her mom mode is kicked in, so she's now the one calming him, and she's like, "I'm scared too, but we just have to keep going." And she gets him up, and they continue on. Yeah. So now we're back to Jade and Ethan, and they are in Victor's room, which I was kind of a little confused by this because how does Ethan know which room is his? They've only, at least from what we've seen, only run into each other outside of the house. But
Well, they
maybe
did
when,
when he was first there
I guess that's
because
true.
he
They
was
did spend
counting
the
the
night there.
trees.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I guess he went up there at some point while they stayed there.
And
So
Ethan is an inquisitive child, he's gonna
he's
figure out
so
whose room's
curious.
whose.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so Jade is like looking through all of the drawers, all the cabinets. He's just kind of like tearing the place apart. Um, and Ethan is just like, Victor wouldn't like this. And Jade, in Jade fashion, just says like he won't care because he's probably dead. But he stops himself and backtracks, and he's like, shouldn't have said that. That's a little mean. And Ethan's just like, you know what, that's fine, because Victor's fine. I know you're wrong. And he's just doing his part. And then he goes into a similar explanation that we've heard him give to a few people already about quests and how everyone here has their own part. So, like, they're doing their part, Victor's got his part. And Jade tells Ethan that he's been seeing weird stuff, and every time he does, there's the symbol. And he tells Ethan like the history of seeing the symbol, his hallucinations, and then the journal itself, finding the picture and like seeing Victor in the picture. Like during this whole interaction, there's just like a few funny moments where Jade's just like going between being an asshole and Ethan also like calling him out on cursing, or like Jade mentioning something that Ethan is way too young to like recognize. But it's kind of nice because again, Jade is treating Ethan just like a peer instead of just like a kid. He's the only
Yeah,
one that's like
which
giving him information instead of just like trying to get information from him.
right, or, like, keeping information from him
Yeah,
and telling him he's on vacation and, like, not
right.
asking him questions, or, like, when he does have like, a significant amount of information and just being like, "Oh, you went through a thing, let's not talk about it." Like, "No,
Yeah.
talk to the
He's
child."
he's like actually interested when Ethan says something that's like related to the place. He's like, "Oh, let me file that away for later." And I don't think he's doing it because he's trying to be nice. I think he's just also curious and it's just like, "You're useful to me, so
Oh,
let's keep going."
100%. Yeah,
He does not care.
Jade is not good dad material.
No. God, no. Please, Jade, don't have
No.
children.
Jade
But
is not dad material, Jade is daddy
no.
material.
Oh, no. But yes.
I said what I
Also,
said.
yes. No, I fully agree with you on that because, yes, it's Jade, let's be real. Um, so yeah, he also shows Ethan the Polaroid, and now they're both interested in seeing if Victor knows what the symbol means because, again, if he was there at the time, um, same time as the journal, then he might have some information on it. So Ethan also says that like symbols are important because especially on a quest, or sorry, symbols are important especially on a quest, but you have to figure out if they're good or bad symbols because sometimes symbols can make you do bad things. And Jade like looks at him for a second and then is just like, "You're a creepy little kid,"
Yeah. Yeah, but,
which he
like,
is. But yeah,
thanks, Ethan, for the foreshadowing.
right. And also we've seen somebody do bad things because of not necessarily symbols, but, like, the voices, but still, like, tied into, like, the whole, like, outside forces are doing stuff, so
The thing is, I mean, Ethan's right. We don't know if this is a good symbol or a bad symbol, that because every time that Jade is seeing it, like, it's normally surrounded by some scary shit.
yeah, and granted, we don't know what's good or bad anywhere in this, like, obviously, people being murdered is not a good thing, but we don't know those people, maybe they're horrible people. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's a lot of vagueness to make us think we know exactly what's good, what's bad, but we don't know anything, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed that little scene though, because like Ethan's just being Ethan, Jade's just being Jade, and they're just kind of vibing. But now we go to Donna, who has clearly been explaining off camera the entire Demonland thing to the bus driver, and the bus driver is just having none of it. And they're just like kind of arguing. Donna's telling her that no one can get back on that bus and leave, and the driver's just over the conversation. Like, you're weird, you're crazy, I'm leaving. In the basement, we've seen that they've made some progress, like with clearing out the hole, but the house itself is starting to fall apart. And then we see, like in this time frame, we're just seeing like a bunch of little shots. So now we see like the nurse and Elgin are standing outside the bus, and Elgin suddenly starts having a seizure, which again we've seen with a couple other people. But clearly he's one of those people that's tied more to this Demonland place.
A little more
Um,
susceptible.
yeah, yeah. So now the house is completely collapsing. Like it is shaking, stuff's falling. The men have decided, no, we got to stop. It's time to get out. But they've waited a little bit too long. I won't name names, Jim. Um, but he was obviously trying to get to his wife, so somewhat understandable. But they're too slow and are now like still inside trying to get up the stairs while outside the bus passengers and townspeople are watching the whole house come down. We see that Jim, Tom, and the others are okay, but they are under the house essentially. Like it's just kind of like House of Cards style gone down. Um, Jim can like talk. He can still talk and hear people that are outside the house. He lets them know that he's stuck and they'd better hurry to get them out. We also see that Jim and Tom are awake, but the kid, they call him the kid with the jacket. It's the bus passenger that was on there with Elgin and the nurse at the beginning. He's unconscious and not moving. Uh, Donna, Ellis, Kenny, and Julie are trying to figure out what to do. Like, how do we start getting this stuff off of them? And then we see the asshole who is in the house is able to get out. That's great for him. Love that. And then we see Christy has arrived and she runs up and starts checking on him. So back to Tabitha and Victor. They're still in the tunnels, but they've made it out of the area with like all of the stuff and sleeping monsters, but they're not outside yet. Um, they come up on another more open area that randomly has a cairn in the middle of it, like the stacks of rocks. And Tabby again is like, what the fuck is this? But the area doesn't seem to have like a clear exit either. It just has like some smaller holes that have like sticks in them, almost like jail cell bars. It's just very weird all around. But they're barring the way. And then out from one of these side tunnels, like a very spherical stone comes rolling out and knocks over the cairn. Um, Tabby decides to go look into that tunnel to be like, where did that stone come from? And we can see that there are a couple of like sleeping monsters in that area with them that we didn't see before, but now we see them. And Tabby looks through the bars, and suddenly this like creature person thing shows up on the other side. Honestly, it looks a lot like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. It's very pale, thin limbs, like crouched down, stringy hair, but has like a weird smile, just like the one that like all of the monsters have when they're stalking people at night. She screams and moves backwards, and the creature just like pulls back, vanishes. But her scream has awoken the monsters. They're slowly moving, starting to like stand up, and Victor's like, "You shouldn't have done that." And they are like, "We got to get the fuck out of here." So Tabby and Victor find like another small tunnel. Like they see water on the ground, and Tabby's like, "Where's the water coming from?" Clearly, she's become a master. I don't know what the word for it is, but like pathfinder
Yeah.
in like the 2 seconds since the monster started waking up, and they see where the water's coming from, and they find the smaller tunnel and they book it. Um,
I do also wanna say, like, so the sleeping monsters have monster faces, not like
yes,
the happy smiling faces, which is
yes.
creepy as shit.
Yeah, and even as these ones are waking up, their faces do not morph into human ones. So the ones that are walking after them have creepy demon faces. Um, yeah, it's lovely. We love it. So nice to see.
They were also so kind to be really slow with their wake up. Like, I get it, nobody wants to wake up in the morning or
Right.
evening or whatever time your wake up time is.
They are waking up earlier than they should be,
Yeah.
because the sun is still out. So I think when this happened, I was like, "Is this gonna change things? Like, they can now wake up earlier, or is this just a one-time Tabby woke them up so they're grumpy
I think
demons?"
they're just grumpy. Like, somebody
I
set
hope
the
so.
alarm clock off early. It's bullshit.
That bitch. Alrighty. So back at the diner, the nurse is working on Elgin with Kenny, and Christy is by the house, like just still checking on the asshole. And we see that the camera like cuts between Christy and this nurse a couple of times, making it very clear that something is up. And then we see Christy like look up, see the nurse. And then a couple seconds later, the nurse looks up, sees Christy, and it is completely obvious that they know each other. Beans was right. This is fiance. They both like start getting emotional, like walking towards each other, and then have a big hug moment, start crying. Yeah, they're sharing a moment, very excited to see each other. And we see that Kenny realizes this has to be her fiance, and he looks heartbroken.
A heartbreak on that young man's face. I was
Yeah.
like, "No, Kenny,
I felt so
no."
bad for him.
But such a good actor.
Yeah.
Such a good actor.
Oh, poor guy. Yeah. So now we see Boyd is using that rope. He's climbing the hole and like he's like halfway-ish up and suddenly he hears Ellis calling to him and we see him look back down and there's Ellis kind of like in a frat boy on spring break outfit, I would say, and he's just down at the bottom of the hole talking about the boat that Boyd got for his like retirement present. Um and then Boyd like slips a little bit, but doesn't fully fall, and looks back down, and Ellis is gone. So another hallucination. And Boyd keeps climbing.
Which is fair to question the dude up top if like you're starting to see shit all the time.
Oh God, is this the spider venom still in his system?
Could
I don't know
be.
what's going on,
Could
but he
be.
is.
I mean, he saw the hallucination of his wife though before the spider venom.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like everyone is just seeing more shit now. Like stuff is getting crazy. Not that it was not crazy beforehand, but yeah. Um. So we see Victor and Tabby have finally made it out of the underground, and they're in the forest. Tabby asks him like which way to go because those things are waking and going to be here soon. So Victor is still a little bit disoriented and doesn't know for sure which way to go, but leads them away. And then we also hear shrieks coming from the tunnel that they came from, which I thought was interesting because like we haven't heard the monsters shriek. We've only heard them do like the whisper talking stuff. But they did shriek before the talismans were a thing. So
And we did hear him in, like, the flashback of Boyd's memory
yeah,
shrieking
in the flashbacks, but like
when they first got there before the
right.
talismans.
Yeah, before the talismans. So it's like, why are they shrieking now? Is it because they know that there are people that aren't
Maybe they
needing
just
whispers?
cranky.
Maybe they just got woken up early and yeah, I mean, I would be pretty pissed too.
I shriek
So,
too.
oh man, yeah, don't wake me up early, please. Ever. I will shriek at you. So, yeah, I get it. I get it. So back at what used to be the Matthews house, but is now the Matthews rubble. They're trying to move like the debris, starting to shift stuff. But we see that as they move one thing, like more of it moves. And so Jim tells them to stop because stuff is holding up other stuff and just like moving stuff is making it unsafe. So if they want to get the 3 remaining people out safely, they have to do it slowly and deliberately, which means they have to wait. They've got to leave them overnight. They don't have time for that now because it's starting to get dark. And um, Julie objects, but Donna, voice of reason, says like, "This is what we have to do. We've got to cover the house in tarps, and if they're quiet, they can remain undetected." And she tells Julie like, "I lived here for years before the talismans. Like, this is doable." But then Donna hears the bus start up and loses her shit. She's like, how fucking dare they do this? So she runs back over to the bus and says like they can't leave. And when the driver says like anyone who wants to stay can figure it out with emergency services when they get here. Anna then just reveals to the larger group that they're all gonna die if they don't get inside, which causes some panic, understandably, because again, she's only told the bus driver like the whole backstory of the demons. So all these people are just like, "What? What do you mean we're gonna die? Like that seems extreme." And also could be seen as a threat because again, they don't know that it's like not Donna who's gonna kill them; it's demons. So they all start arguing, panicking, questioning everything that's going on, and Donna just goes, gets a gun, and shoots one of the tires. So they have no way of escaping, even if they could. They've got no choice.
Not
And
the best plan, but like also what do you do at that point? Because basically you're kind of stuck where you're like, what do I let all these people get on this bus and everyone dies, or do I make it so they can't get on the bus?
my thought is that she could explain to them what's going on, be like, here's a talisman for your bus. Get on the bus if you want. You can drive in circles all you want. Keep this talisman up. They can't get on this bus. Don't open that door.
Yeah.
Yeah, but are they gonna believe her?
maybe not. And again, that's not her problem.
But then they're down a
Ye
talisman.
And
Yeah.
they could just go get it from the bus whenever
Morning.
morning comes. Like,
Yeah,
I am way too cynical for this because 'cause I'm like, "Why do they keep risking themselves for people that they don't know?" I understand wanting to save people, wanting to, like, be the hero and all this, but also it's just like, if people aren't gonna listen, like, whatever.
I think
If they
it's
wanna
the empathy of the situation.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know.
but yeah, I mean, it's one of those, like, I think that, look, like, so many situations we've been in this show, there is no good answer.
No. There's no such thing as, like, the perfect solution to any of their problems that they've had. Um But this is still not the right answer because after she shoots this tire, everyone scatters. Like, people are running in every direction, screaming. So, like, the townspeople who know what's going on, like, do their best to corral them, get them into the diner. But, like, again, some have run off already. So Fatima runs after some people, like, saying they can't just be left to die, which, like, I get, but also they can. You're risking yourself again. But Ellis runs after her. So we have two of our people already just like off doing whatever, trying to save people. But also, what are you gonna do? Again, I don't know. Kenny decides this is a good time to shoot his own gun into the air, and yells for everyone to get into the diner. And I don't know, this feels like a robbery kind of move to me. I'm like, this feels threatening. Like, everyone's feeling threatened right now, which is not a good situation to be in. Um, And Julie at this point is still with her dad by the house, and he's like, did I just hear gunshots?" And she's like, "Yeah,
Mhm.
something happened at the diner, don't worry about it."
Yeah, don't worry about it.
The
Yeah,
bus, Dad, it's don't worry,
she's like, "You focus on the house that's on top of you right now. How about that?" Um, yeah, so she's like, "Something happened at the diner," and he doesn't ask any follow-up questions. He's just like, "Okay." Anyway, there's a cavern under the house. So like when he was moving the debris, he saw through it that there was space under all of that, down in the hole. So he's like, "Your mom's probably okay. We'll probably reconnect with her at some point. Everything's gonna be okay. We just need to be strong again." And then Kenny comes over to get Julie to go inside, and Jim agrees. It's time for her to go. The longer that you stay out here, the more chance it is that they're gonna realize that we're down here. Um, so they have just like a heartfelt, teary goodbye, say their I love yous, and then Julie and the rest of the people outside head to the diner. And now we see Boyd is finally out of the hole. He's climbed up. It did look like it was a well. It had like the little thing over wells, like old wells used to have. But like he's in some weird cellar and it looks very medieval. Like there are torches on the wall, everything's made out of stone. Um, and he can finally see the owner of the voice. And it is like a super old dude who's just like shackled to the wall. It looks like he has not moved in ages. Either that or he skipped every leg day. Zero muscles on his
Did you
legs.
did you see the nails on that guy?
No.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah,
yes, I think I did comment saying like they looked a little bit like the monster claws
because 'cause
because they were
they're
so
so
overgrown.
long. Yeah, so he's been there
Yeah,
a
he's been there for
long time.
ages. Again, skipped every leg day known. Poor guy. And this man sees Boyd, and Boyd has pulled out his gun at this point, and the man asks if he's got a gun. He's like, "My eyes aren't so good, but yeah, is that a gun?" And Boyd's like, "Yes, it's a gun." And this old man is just like, "That's good. That'll make it easier." And Boyd asks, like, "What will be easier?" And the man says that Boyd needs to kill him. End of episode.
So, like, that was the help that he was asked, like, "If I help you, you help me, and you're
Right.
helping me is killing me." But how did he get the rope down the well? He's chained to the wall.
That's what I said.
So what are your thoughts on the rope, Beans?
No, I don't
Do you
know.
have any
That's but when we
theories?
were watching it, I was like, "How do you get that rope down? He's chained."
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like, what? Okay. So then you're like, I don't know, to me, that makes me trust him less. Because I'm like, are
Yes.
you magical?
Are you a demon? Because they can do
Yeah,
some
like,
weird shit.
yeah, so that's, like, not okay. It's not
But
okay,
is he
sir.
good or is he bad?
Yeah, I wouldn't trust the dude chained to the wall, personally. But Boyd has got a, savior complex, I'm sure.
I'm
But
sure he'll be like, "I don't wanna kill you. I don't like killing people.
yeah,
I don't have Father Khatri here to tell me to kill you."
yeah.
My
Well, and
moral
then
compass, it's gone.
yeah, no, that one is, like, the biggest, like, "What? Make it make sense, show. I do not know where we're headed with this." So, that is one of the
I just
bigger
wanna
questions.
understand, if he's not a monster, why has he not been attacked? Especially being as vulnerable as he is, so where is he? To where he's, like, safe from the monsters if he is not one. If he is a monster, what do you mean?
Right,
How did this happen to you? Who did this to you?
Yeah,
right,
I
and how would how would killing the monster make like, how would that? Because 'cause I'm like, dude, to me, like, if I'm climbing up, if my fat ass makes it out of that well, on a rope, which never happened, but, like, if I'm looking at this dude and I'm like, "Okay, I don't trust you because you managed to get this rope to me," which doesn't make any logical sense, and I know we're in Demon Land and science doesn't exist, but, like,
Mhm.
I don't trust you, and then you want me to kill you, which, like, makes me not wanna kill you because, like, how does that benefit you, creepy monster man who I don't
Right.
trust? So, I don't know that I'd kill him either, because 'cause I'm like, would that, like, unleash the evil upon the world if I kill you?
More
Are you
demons?
Yeah, are you are you like the holder? Is your like body containing all the evil from this pocket dimension? Like what's
are
happening?
you Atlas holding the world? Like,
Right.
God.
yeah. I don't think
That's where
he's
my head would
human.
be.
I don't think he's one
There's
of
yeah, there's
those
no way.
monsters.
I
Yeah, for how
I
long
don't
He's
he's
think
been
he's
there?
yeah.
he's a hidden third option that we
Yeah.
have not met yet. Well, we've met now, but we don't
He
understand.
I mean, I'm
he's
sure we will
God.
get more information,
He
but
is
like
guys, it's solved. He's God. That's it.
He's God. He's God.
what
Yeah,
if
everybody
God
wants
was
to know
one of
where he
us?
yeah,
Oh
well,
no.
everybody wanted to know where God went, found him. Demon Land.
Oh, he saw the tree, guys. I'm so sorry.
Uh, yeah, so that is one of kind of the bigger, like, question marks. I mean, there's a lot of question marks, like,
So many.
oh, Elgin with his seizure, like, what did he see? What did he see in that dream? You know that, like, when there's seizures and stuff, they see stuff, so, like, what did you see? There's a lot of and what's gonna happen with these people from the bus? Because they do
Yeah,
manage
it's
to get some of them in the diner, but, like, there's still a whole bunch of them running around like chickens with their heads cut off.
yeah, and I think it's really comforting that the guy who has seen some sort of vision of this place is just like, something bad's gonna happen. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really comforting.
he 100% like woke up like and was like groggily and in a groggy state recognized where they were. Like maybe not to like
Yeah,
oh, I know this is Demon Land, but like knew that they were in trouble.
He had a whole
right.
Final Destination moment.
He
But
did.
it was too late because it was already after they were
Yeah.
there.
He was
Ah,
like,
too bad,
"Guys,
bud.
we gotta get up. We can't go. We can't go. It's something bad. We're all gonna die." It's too late. You're already here in the demon land.
Yeah. I did wanna say about the old lady, the one that was dancing in the rain, that we were like, "Oh, she's not long for this world." And then, Laura, you said, she might stick around a bit longer than you think. She's got a name." There was one point, like, where Kenny was getting everyone into the diner, and she was just, like, kinda happy to be there. She just wants to be involved. I was like, "You know what? I could see her surviving because she just goes with the flow, and she doesn't need an explanation for everything, so she might just survive just based on, 'Oh, this is protocol? Okay, cool. I'll follow that.'"
Yeah, well, and, like, she's a bit of a free spirit with her, like, rain dancing stuff,
Yeah.
and, like, so she's like, "You know what? I am Tilly is the most unbothered human being in Demon
I
Land."
I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but also when Tom was asking for volunteers to go into the basement, she was like, "I'll go help move the debris." And it's like, "Oh, you're a bit old for that. How about you just go drink some tea inside?"
Yeah.
But, like, she was, like, all in. She's like, "I wanna help. I can do things."
Yeah,
So,
and
Heck,
yeah.
I think that's just kinda who she is, like, she's like, "You know what? I'm here to like, I don't wanna ever hurt anybody, I'm just here to help, I'm just here to have a good time and go with whatever the world brings me." Tilly. I like Tilly a lot.
I
I
like
like her
her.
yeah. I liked her as soon as I saw her dancing in the rain out there, I'm like, "You know what? I
Yeah.
like a
Mhm.
bit of crazy. I love a crazy old lady. Oh,
Yeah.
bet she has the best stories."
I hope we get to hear some of them.
All right, ladies, that is the end of season 2, episode 1. Any final thoughts?
I wanna say I think Beans is right about the weather.
Okay.
Maybe
We've
not that it's on a loop, but that it is not gonna be normal because, like, we've seen that it storms when Demonland is angry.
It
when it
storms
was mad.
when it's pissed, yeah.
And then it was just like, "Oh, I'm not pissed anymore, here's some sunshine."
Yeah, the
Yeah.
weather's
Yeah,
sus.
when the numbers balanced. The demon was
When
the
the
demon
spreadsheets
was
were
yeah,
balanced.
the demon was very happy about the numbers and the
Yeah.
spreadsheets. It was like, "Fun." Yeah. No. I also, man, I there's a few things. And I know, like, one of our friends has started watching this too and is going on a deep dive on it right now.
She's getting her notebooks. Yep.
Currently
Yes,
going
and
insane.
yes,
Yes.
and there's a few things that I'm like, I know she is pausing episodes and stuff, and I wanted to do that a few times when we watched, but I also, like, know that I think it would lead to me spoiling something. But man, if you guys ever bring up, like, a crazy thing, I'm willing to go down the rabbit hole with you.
We love rabbit holes here.
Yes, so I cannot wait when we get done with all 3, seasons that are currently out, we gotta do a good old deep dive into the theories, and there will
Right.
be pausing of episodes and screenshots and like, "But look at this random tiny thing, see, it means all the things." So yes, I cannot wait to do that with you guys, but for now, we will just continue watching each episode and dig a little deeper into the From universe. And thank you so much for everybody listening. And we will be back next time. But thank you for listening to Oh, I Found a Weird Show. And we will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.